This is an introduction to Zuse, an app that allows you to build iPhone games from your iPhone through a visual programming interface. Zuse comes with an in-app tutorial that walks you through how to build your first game. This overview will cover most of what's in the tutorial. Let's start by creating a new game project. We'll call it Pong. Every game starts on the canvas. We can add things to the canvas by tapping the Sprite Toolbox icon in the toolbar. Sprites are images that we can add to the canvas and give behavior to. Let's add 2 paddles and a ball by long pressing on the sprites and dragging them to where we want them. We can enter edit mode to copy, paste, and delete sprites from our canvas. We can run the game at any time by tapping the play icon. Nothing happens when we run our game because we haven't told our sprites to do anything. Tapping the stop button will bring us back to the canvas. Let's start giving our sprites some behavior by making the ball move when the game starts. Tapping on any sprite while on the canvas brings us to the code editor for that sprite. The plus sign indicates that we can add a new line of code. Lines of code are what define the behavior of our sprites when the game is running. Let's add the move function. The move function needs some extra information in order to move the ball. The code editor is giving us a hint with these darker boxes that we need to supply the direction the ball should move in and the speed it should move at. We can change the direction by tapping the direction box. This brings up the expression editor, where we can insert simple numbers or even complex equations. Direction is in degrees, so we'll input 45 so the ball moves up and to the right. Let's do the same thing with speed. Speed is in pixels per second, so 200 is a pretty average speed. Let's go back to the canvas and try running our project. When the game starts, the ball starts moving. Awesome! Now let's make the ball bounce off the walls and paddles, which we can do in the code editor. Zuse uses an event-driven approach where code is executed when events occur, such as when this sprite is touched or when this sprite collides with another sprite. We can use the onEvent statement and then specify the event that we want to listen for, in this case, the collision event. There is now a new plus sign inside of our event. Putting code inside the event means that the code will execute every time the event occurs. The collision event occurs every time the ball comes in contact with the edge of the canvas or with another sprite. All that's left to add is the bounce function to get our ball to bounce whenever it collides with anything. If we run our project again, we can see the ball bounces off the edges of the canvas and the paddle sprites. Pretty awesome. Let's finish up by making our paddles draggable. We could tap on both of our paddles and add the same code to each one, but Zuse has a feature called traits that allow you to share code between multiple sprites. We can get to the trait editor through the toolbar by tapping the 3-bar icon, then the traits icon. You'll notice that we've already written a trait for you called draggable. You can also create your own traits. We can see the code for draggable by tapping view next to the trait. This code is no different than the code we would write for individual sprites. If a sprite has a trait, the code for the trait is inserted into the sprite for us when the project runs, so we don't have to duplicate the code across several sprites. Adding traits to sprites is simple. From the canvas, we can go into edit mode, select the sprite we want to add the trait to, and select the traits icon from the toolbar. Tapping a trait will add it to the sprite. We can also customize the trait by tapping the Options button. In the case of Pong, we only want to be able to drag a paddle left and right, not up and down, so we'll turn off vertical. Let's do the same thing for the other paddle. Our Pong game is all done. If we go back to the canvas and tap play, we can see that we have a fully working Pong game. All of these elements can be combined to create moderately advanced games. We provide you with some example projects, such as Galaga, so you can tinker with some existing code for more complex games. If we run Galaga, we can see that it's using a Zuse feature called generators to generate new bullets, which isn't discussed in this video. The ship only generates new bullets every half second, which makes this game kinda hard. Let's make the game a lot easier by making the ship fire much faster. If we tap the ship, we can see in the bottom part of our code that every 0.5 seconds a new bullet is generated. Let's change 0.5 to 0.1. That should take care of those baddies. Now that we've customized our own Galaga, we want to share this with our friends. We can share a URL to our project via iMessage, Twitter, or Facebook, where a link will be posted that allows others to play our game directly inside of their web browser. Zuse also has an in-app sharing service called Zuse Hub that allows us to download projects that other users have created. We can share our own projects, as well as download the newest or most popular games that have been shared by others. We can see that a new puzzle game has been shared to Zuse. If we tap on it, we can see a further description, as well as a download button. Downloading the project will put it on our device, so we can see all the code used to create the game. Zuse is a lot of fun, and we hope it will help inspire young students to start learning to be creative with code at an earlier age. We hope you've enjoyed this introduction to Zuse, coming to iPhone this summer.